Rich in the Age of AI. How Mindset, Desire, Algorithms, and Intelligence Create Wealth. By Dr. Muhammad Farooq Baloch, postdoc and PhD in Management Sciences, inspired by the timeless philosophy of Think and Grow Rich, rewritten for a digital, AI-driven world. Preface. Before you turn the first page, there is a quiet fear spreading across the world. It doesn't always show on faces, but it lives in conversations, pauses, and late-night thoughts. People are asking questions they were never trained to answer. Will my skills still matter? What if AI replaces what I do? Why am I working harder but feeling less secure? What if I did everything right, yet the world changed anyway? If you have ever felt this, even once, this book is for you. This is not a book about artificial intelligence. It is a book about you, standing at a turning point in history. The world changed faster than our thinking. Previous generations were taught a simple formula. Study hard. Work honestly. Stay loyal. Retire safely. That formula worked once. But the world you are living in now does not reward effort alone. It rewards clarity, adaptability, and mindset. Two people can have the same education, the same tools, even the same AI, and yet one rises while the other feels left behind. The difference is not luck. It is how they think. That truth was revealed decades ago in the timeless philosophy behind Think and Grow Rich, but it was revealed for a different era. This book exists because the principles are still true, but the world is not the same. AI did not break opportunity, it exposed it. AI did not destroy success. It magnified it. It magnified discipline and distraction. It magnified clarity and confusion. It magnified courage and fear. For the first time in history, one person can compete with institutions. One idea can reach millions overnight. One mindset shift can change an entire life. But only if the mind is ready. Tools do not create wealth. Thinking does. This book is not motivation, it is awakening. This book will not shout at you. It will not promise shortcuts. It will not sell illusions. Instead, it will quietly challenge you. It will ask you to look at your beliefs, your fears, your habits of thought, your relationship with money, effort, and success. Some pages may feel uncomfortable. That is a sign of growth. Why you must read this book slowly. This is not a book to skim. Effort and success. Each chapter is designed to reprogram outdated assumptions, replace fear with understanding, turn uncertainty into direction. You may find yourself pausing, not because the words are difficult, but because they feel uncomfortably true. That is intentional. Transformation does not happen through information. It happens through recognition. A quiet promise to you. If you read this book fully and honestly, you will never see AI the same way again. You will never think about success the same way again. You will stop waiting for certainty. You will start designing your own future. Not because the world became easier, but because you became clearer. One final thought before you begin. The future will not belong to the strongest, the fastest, or the loudest. It will belong to those who think clearly in chaos. Act deliberately amid noise. Grow mentally before they grow financially. This book is not here to change your life. It is here to change how you think about changing your life. Turn the page. Your mindset is about to meet its future. Final mindset reset. Chapter 1. Desire in an algorithmic world. Every major achievement begins with desire, but not the kind most people think they have. In the age of AI, desire is no longer a vague wish. It is no longer hope. It is no longer motivation that fades after a few days. Desire today must be clear enough to guide algorithms, strong enough to outlast noise, and disciplined enough to survive uncertainty. This chapter exists because most people misunderstand why they feel stuck, even while surrounded by powerful tools. They do not lack opportunity. They lack directional desire. Why desire matters more than ever. Artificial intelligence responds to signals. So do platforms. So does the market. AI does not ask, who deserves success? Who worked the hardest? Who tried their best? AI responds to consistency, focus, clear patterns, repeated intent. In other words, the external world now mirrors the internal one faster than ever before. When your desire is unclear, your results are random. When your desire is precise, the system begins to align. This is why two people can use the same AI tools and experience completely different outcomes. One moves forward, the other stays busy. The problem with wanting. Most people say they want success, but when pressed, their answers dissolve. I want to be successful. I want financial freedom. I want a better life. These are not desires. They are emotional placeholders. Algorithms cannot respond to vagueness. Neither can your subconscious. Desire must be specific, measurable, emotionally anchored. Without this, effort becomes scattered and results remain invisible. Desire versus distraction. The modern world does not suffer from a lack of opportunity. It suffers from an excess of distraction. Notifications fragment attention. Content competes for focus. Opinions replace thinking. In this environment, desire must do something new. It must protect your attention. Desire in the AI era is not loud enthusiasm. It is quiet commitment. It shows up as the other stays busy, saying no to distractions, repeating the same effort daily, staying focused when nothing seems to be happening. Most people confuse excitement with desire. Excitement fades. Desire persists. Why algorithms reward the obsessed? Look closely at how digital platforms work. They elevate repetition, consistency, pattern behavior. The algorithm does not care if you are talented. It cares if you are committed. This mirrors a truth explained decades ago in Think and Grow Rich. Burning desire is the starting point of all achievement. What has changed is not the principle, but the speed of feedback. Today, clear desire produces faster signals. Focus produces faster results. Confusion produces silence. The system amplifies clarity and ignores hesitation. Desire is a decision, not a feeling. Many people wait to feel ready. They wait for confidence, certainty, motivation. This waiting is expensive. Desire is not something you feel. It is something you decide. The moment you decide what you will build, what you will ignore, what you will pursue consistently, your behavior changes even before results appear. This decision creates alignment between thought, action, output. Without it, AI tools only increase noise. The cost of weak desire. Weak desire creates predictable outcomes. Starting and stopping. Consuming instead of creating. Learning endlessly without applying. Comparing instead of building. This is why so many intelligent people feel frustrated. They are capable but unfocused. Informed but undecided. Equipped but directionless. AI does not fix this. It exposes it. Strong desire simplifies life. When desire is strong, decisions become easier. You stop asking, is this worth my time? What will people think? What if I fail? And start asking, does this move me closer? Does this align with my direction? Strong desire reduces complexity. Weak desire multiplies confusion. Designing desire for the AI era. In this era, desire must answer 3 questions. What am I building? Who am I becoming while building it? What will I commit to daily, even when results are invisible? If your desire cannot answer these, it will not survive algorithms, platforms, or pressure. A quiet test. Ask yourself honestly, if no one watched, would I still pursue this? If progress was slow, would I continue? If tools improved but effort remained, would I stay committed? Your answers reveal the strength of your desire. Why this chapter comes first. Because no system works without direction. Not AI. Not money. Not opportunity. Desire is the operating signal you send into the world. Everything else, skills, tools, income, leverage, responds to it. Key lesson of Chapter 1. In an algorithmic world, vague desire creates invisible results. Clear desire creates momentum. Before you grow rich, you must think clearly about what you want and why you want it. The rest of this book exists to strengthen that clarity. Turn the page. The mind is only just beginning to reorganize itself. Chapter 2. Faith, Belief, and Conviction in Uncertain Times. Uncertainty is no longer an exception. It is the environment. Jobs change without warning. Technologies evolve faster than skills. Certainty feels temporary, fragile, and conditional. In this atmosphere, many people search for external guarantees. A secure job, a stable market, a predictable future. But these guarantees no longer exist in the way they once did. This is why faith, belief, and conviction are no longer abstract concepts. They are functional necessities. Faith is not blind optimism. Faith is often misunderstood. It is not wishful thinking. It is not ignoring reality. It is not pretending fear doesn't exist. Faith is the ability to move forward without complete information. In uncertain times, waiting for certainty becomes paralysis. Those who progress are not the ones who know more, but the ones who trust their direction enough to act. This was one of the core insights behind Think and Grow Rich. Faith is a state of mind that can be induced, controlled, and directed. In the age of AI, this insight is more relevant than ever. Why the intelligent struggle with faith? Ironically, intelligent people often struggle the most. They see too many possibilities, analyze too many risks, anticipate too many outcomes. This creates hesitation. Faith does not mean ignoring risks. It means choosing a direction despite them. AI amplifies information, but it does not reduce uncertainty. In fact, it increases it. This is why belief becomes a decision, not a feeling. Belief is built through action, not affirmation. Many people try to think themselves into confidence. It rarely works. Belief is not formed by repeating words. It is formed by repeated action aligned with intention. Every small step taken in the same direction sends a signal. To your subconscious. To your behavior. To the systems around you. Over time, belief becomes embodied. You stop asking, "Can I do this?" and start acting as if this is what I do. Conviction is what separates starters from finishers. Conviction is belief under pressure. It shows up when progress is slow. Results are invisible. Doubt feels reasonable. Most people quit not because they fail, but because they reinterpret difficulty as a sign to stop. Conviction reframes difficulty as, "This is part of the process." In an AI-driven world where feedback is instant and comparison is constant, conviction becomes rare and therefore powerful. The marketplace tests belief relentlessly. The modern marketplace does not reward intentions. It rewards consistency. Algorithms respond to repetition, persistence, focused behavior. Belief determines whether you stay long enough for compounding to occur. Those without belief start enthusiastically. Stop quietly. Those with belief continue without applause. Build momentum invisibly. This difference compounds dramatically over time. Why conviction must be internal now? In the past, institutions reinforced belief. Long-term employment. Predictable promotions. Social validation. Today, belief must come from within. External validation is unstable. Algorithms change. Markets fluctuate. If your belief depends on reassurance, it will collapse. Conviction in uncertain times means acting without applause, continuing without confirmation, building without recognition. This is uncomfortable, but essential. Faith as a strategic advantage. In chaotic environments, most people hesitate. This creates opportunity. Those with faith move earlier. Experiment faster. Learn sooner. Faith does not guarantee success, but it guarantees progress. And progress creates clarity. The quiet relationship between faith and AI. AI rewards. Consistent signals. Long-term patterns. Clear intent. Faith keeps you consistent when results are delayed. In this way, faith becomes a technical advantage, not just a psychological one. Those who lack faith change direction too often for systems to respond. A personal reframe. Instead of asking, "What if this doesn't work?" ask, "What will happen if I never commit fully to anything?" This question exposes the true cost of doubt. End of chapter reflection. Ask yourself honestly, do I stop when results slow down or when belief weakens? Am I waiting for confidence or building it through action? If certainty never arrives, will I still move forward? Your answers define your future. Key lesson of chapter 2. In uncertain times, faith is not emotional, it is operational. Belief is not hope, it is habit. Conviction is not stubbornness, it is alignment under pressure. Those who develop these will not fear change. Pressure. They will use it. Turn the page. The mind is learning how to stay steady, even when the world is not. Chapter 3. Autosuggestion, neuroplasticity, and digital reinforcement. Every day, without realizing it, you are being programmed. By what you watch. By what you repeat. By what you tell yourself when no one is listening. In the age of AI, autosuggestion is no longer just a mental concept. It is a measurable force, shaping attention, behavior, and outcomes in real time. What earlier generations experienced slowly, you experience instantly. Autosuggestion never stopped working, it just became invisible. Autosuggestion is the process by which repeated thoughts become beliefs. It does not require belief to begin. It requires repetition. This idea was central to Think and Grow Rich, long before neuroscience could explain it. Today, science confirms what philosophy already knew. The brain rewires itself based on repeated input. This is called neuroplasticity. Your brain is not fixed. It is adaptive. And in a digital world, it is being trained constantly. Why your environment thinks for you. In the past, autosuggestion was mostly internal. Today, it is externalized. Algorithms decide what you see, what you hear, what repeats in your awareness. Your environment reinforces patterns faster than your conscious mind can intervene. If you consume fear, your brain learns fear. If you consume distraction, your brain learns fragmentation. If you consume intention, your brain learns focus. This is not philosophy. It is conditioning. Negative autosuggestion is the default setting. Left unmanaged, most environments reinforce scarcity, comparison, doubt, short-term thinking. This is why so many intelligent people feel overstimulated but unfocused, informed but uncertain, busy but directionless. The problem is not lack of ability. It is unconscious programming. Autosuggestion is always active. The only question is whether you control it or your environment does. Neuroplasticity explains why change feels uncomfortable. When you attempt to think differently, resistance appears. This resistance is not failure. It is biology. Your brain prefers familiar pathways, even if they are limiting. New thoughts feel uncomfortable because old neural paths are stronger. New ones are weaker. The brain seeks efficiency, not growth. Persistence in thought creates new structure. This is why repetition matters more than intensity. Digital reinforcement accelerates everything. What used to take years now takes months. Digital tools. Reinforce habits faster. Create feedback loops. Multiply mental patterns. This means negative thinking compounds faster. Positive focus compounds faster. There is no neutral ground. The speed of reinforcement has increased. The responsibility has shifted to you. Autosuggestion is not affirmation. Repeating words you do not believe creates friction. Effective autosuggestion works differently. It focuses on identity, process, direction. Instead of saying, "I will be successful," say, "I show up daily to build what matters." This aligns thought with behavior, creating integrity in the system. Belief follows action, not the other way around. Why consistency beats motivation. Motivation is emotional. Autosuggestion is structural. Motivation fades. Structure remains. Small, repeated signals shape behavior, influence decisions, build confidence organically. This is how belief becomes embodied. Designing your auto-suggestion system. In the AI era, auto-suggestion must be designed, not hoped for. Ask yourself, what do I repeatedly consume? What do I repeatedly say internally? What patterns do I reinforce daily? Then ask, which of these serve my direction? Which weaken my clarity? Your answers reveal your mental architecture. Replacing noise with direction. The goal is not positivity. It is alignment. When thoughts, actions, and environment reinforce the same direction, progress accelerates. This is not magic. It is coherence. End of chapter. Reflection. Reflect honestly. What thought pattern do I repeat most often? Is my digital environment reinforcing fear or focus? What one belief would change if I reinforced it daily for 30 days? Neuroplasticity responds to repetition, not intention. Key lesson of Chapter 3. In the age of AI, autosuggestion is no longer optional. You are being programmed either by design or by default. Those who choose design gain direction. Those who ignore it drift. Turn the page. The mind is learning not just how to think, but how to protect itself. Chapter 4. Specialized knowledge in the age of AI. There was a time when knowing more meant earning more. That time has passed. Today, information is everywhere. Answers are instant. Knowledge is abundant and therefore cheap. Yet some people grow more valuable every year, while others feel increasingly replaceable. The difference is not intelligence. It is the type of knowledge they develop and how they use it. Why general knowledge lost its power. General knowledge once created advantage because access was limited. Degrees mattered because information was scarce. Expertise was difficult to reach. Learning required institutions. AI changed this completely. Today, anyone can access information. Anyone can learn basics quickly. Anyone can sound informed. As a result, being generally informed no longer differentiates you. AI can replicate general knowledge instantly. It cannot replicate judgment, context, and application. Specialized knowledge is contextual, not academic. Specialized knowledge is not about titles or certificates. It is about knowing what matters in a specific domain, understanding why things work, applying insight under real conditions. This kind of knowledge grows with experience, improves with feedback, increases in value over time. It cannot be memorized. It must be earned. This was one of the most misunderstood lessons in Think and Grow Rich, and one of the most important. Why AI makes specialized knowledge more valuable. Many fear AI will replace expertise. The opposite is happening. AI handles routine tasks, processes large data, accelerates execution. But it still depends on human framing, domain judgment, ethical decision-making. The more specialized your understanding, the more powerful AI becomes in your hands. Without specialization, AI only increases noise. The shift from knowing to solving. The market no longer pays for what you know. It pays for problems you can solve, outcomes you can produce, decisions you can make. Specialized knowledge lives at the intersection of skill, experience, insight. This is why consultants thrive. Educators scale. Creators build authority. They don't know everything. They know something deeply. Skill stacking creates rare value. In the AI era, specialization does not mean isolation. It means combination. Skill stacking blends. One core domain. One communication skill. One leverage tool, AI, platform, systems. For example, finance plus storytelling plus AI. Teaching plus platforms plus automation. Strategy plus data plus judgment. This creates profiles that are hard to replace. AI does not eliminate these people. It amplifies them. Why degrees are no longer proof of value. Degrees show exposure, not mastery. They indicate time spent, curriculum completed, minimum standards met. But markets now ask different questions. Can you deliver? Can you adapt? Can you apply under pressure? Specialized knowledge answers these questions. Credentials do not. Learning speed is the new advantage. In the past, depth mattered most. Now, learning velocity matters just as much. Specialized individuals learn faster within their domain. Filter information better. Apply insights sooner. AI accelerates learning, but only for those with a clear focus. Without focus, learning becomes consumption. Designing your area of specialization. Ask yourself, what problems do people consistently ask me about? What do I understand better than most beginners? What domain could I deepen over the next 5 years? Specialization is not chosen randomly. It emerges from commitment over time. The cost of remaining general. Remaining general feels safe, but over time it creates replaceability, dependency, stagnation. Specialization creates authority, leverage, optionality. In the AI era, optionality is security. End of chapter reflection. Reflect honestly. Am I consuming information or developing expertise? What domain would benefit most from deeper focus? How could AI accelerate my specialization rather than distract me? Your answers shape your value. Key lesson of Chapter 4. In the age of AI, general knowledge is accessible to everyone. Specialized knowledge applied with judgment is what creates wealth. The goal is not to know more. It is to matter more. Turn the page. Imagination is about to transform knowledge into creation. Chapter 5. Imagination from ideas to digital reality. Imagination used to be dismissed as daydreaming. Today, it is infrastructure. In the age of AI, imagination is no longer the soft side of success. It is the starting point of execution. What once required capital, teams, and institutions now begins with a clear idea and the willingness to act on it. This chapter exists to correct a dangerous misunderstanding. Imagination is not creativity without action. It is the bridge between thinking and building. Why imagination has become executable. In the past, imagination faced friction. High costs, slow production, limited distribution. Many ideas died not because they were weak, but because they were impractical. AI removed much of that friction. Today, imagination can become content, become products, become systems, become income. The distance between idea and output has collapsed. What matters now is not having ideas, but acting on the right ones consistently. The two types of imagination. Most people confuse imagination with fantasy. There are two forms. Fantasy imagination. Escapes reality. Avoids responsibility. Feels exciting, produces nothing. Constructive imagination. Engages reality. Accepts constraints. Turns ideas into structure. Only the second creates value. This distinction was quietly embedded in Think and Grow Rich, but the tools to execute it at scale did not exist then. They do now. Why ideas alone are worthless. Ideas feel powerful, but they are cheap. The world is full of untested ideas, unfinished projects, abandoned concepts. Imagination creates value only when paired with decision, structure, repetition. AI makes execution easier, but it does not replace commitment. Those who imagine without acting remain spectators. Digital reality rewards builders, not thinkers. The modern economy does not reward intelligence alone. It rewards visible output, repeated creation, iterative improvement. Imagination becomes powerful when it answers. Who is this for? What problem does it solve? How will it reach people? These questions turn imagination into design. From visualization to prototyping. Visualization was once internal. Now it is external. You can prototype ideas rapidly. Test concepts publicly. Adjust based on feedback. This changes the role of imagination from dreaming to designing experiments. The goal is not perfection. It is momentum. Why AI needs human imagination. AI can generate variations. It cannot originate meaning. AI needs direction, context, purpose. Imagination provides the why, the framing, the narrative. Without human imagination, AI produces noise. With it, AI becomes leverage. The danger of overthinking creativity. Many people delay action because they want originality, perfection, validation. This delay is expensive. In digital systems, speed beats novelty. Consistency beats brilliance. Iteration beats perfection. Imagination thrives through action, not isolation. Imagination as a daily practice. Imagination is not a moment of inspiration. It is a habit. It grows when you observe problems, ask better questions, connect ideas across domains. This is why exposure matters. Reading, building, teaching, experimenting. Imagination feeds on experience, turning imagination into assets. The ultimate goal of imagination in the AI era is asset creation. Assets may be content libraries, products, systems, intellectual property. Each begins as an idea, then becomes durable through execution. This is how imagination turns into wealth. End of chapter. Reflection. Reflect honestly. Which ideas have I postponed too long? Am I imagining to escape or to build? What small prototype could I create this week? Imagination strengthens when tested. Key lesson of Chapter 5. In the age of AI, imagination is no longer a luxury. It is the starting point of execution. Those who imagine and act build reality. Those who imagine and wait remain observers. Turn the page. Planning is about to replace dreaming with direction. Chapter 6. Planning in a world that changes daily. Planning used to mean certainty. You chose a path. You followed the steps. You expected predictable results. That model no longer works. In the age of AI, the problem is not that people fail to plan. The problem is that they plan for a world that no longer exists. Why traditional planning fails today? Traditional planning assumes stable conditions, slow change, predictable outcomes. AI disrupts all three. Markets shift quickly. Skills expire faster. Opportunities appear and disappear without warning. Rigid plans break, not because they are poorly designed, but because they cannot adapt. Planning is no longer about control. Control is an illusion. The new purpose of planning is not to predict the future, but to respond intelligently to it. Modern planning focuses on direction, not certainty. Principles, not fixed steps. Feedback, not blind persistence. This mindset shift is essential. From fixed plans to living systems. A living plan evolves. It includes clear intent, short cycles, continuous feedback. Instead of asking, will this work? You ask, what can I learn quickly? AI accelerates this process by providing rapid feedback, but only if you are willing to adjust. Why overplanning is a hidden form of fear. Many people plan excessively because it feels safe. They research endlessly. They refine endlessly. They delay endlessly. This is not preparation. It is avoidance disguised as intelligence. In uncertain environments, action produces more clarity than planning ever will. The power of directional planning. Directional planning answers 3 questions. Where am I heading? What am I testing right now? What signals tell me to adjust? This approach creates momentum without rigidity. It was implied, but not fully visible, in Think and Grow Rich. AI makes it unavoidable. Why speed of learning beats speed of execution. Fast execution without learning creates chaos. Fast learning creates leverage. AI rewards those who test ideas early, learn from data, adjust continuously. Planning must include learning loops. Without them, persistence becomes stubbornness. Micro-planning for macro results. Large goals overwhelm. Small experiments empower. Break plans into weekly actions. Measurable outcomes. Review points. This reduces emotional pressure while maintaining progress. Momentum builds quietly but powerfully. The courage to revise the plan. Changing a plan is not failure. It is intelligence. The most successful individuals revise frequently, but without losing direction. This requires humility, not indecision. When to persist and when to pivot. Persistence without feedback is blindness. Pivoting without patience is impatience. The balance lies in staying committed to purpose, remaining flexible in execution. AI provides data. You provide judgment. End of chapter reflection. Reflect honestly. Do I plan to move or to delay? Am I attached to my plan or my purpose? What signal would tell me to adjust course? Your answers determine resilience. Key lesson of chapter 6. In a world that changes daily, the strongest plans are not rigid. They are responsive. Direction creates stability. Adaptation creates survival. Learning creates advantage. Turn the page. Decision, not perfection, is about to take center stage. Chapter 7. Decision. Why speed matters more than perfection. Nothing changes until a decision is made. Not plans. Not ideas. Not effort. In the age of AI, opportunity moves faster than confidence. Those who wait to feel ready are quietly left behind, not because they are incapable, but because they hesitate too long. This chapter exists to confront a hard truth. Most people do not fail because they choose the wrong path. They fail because they never choose decisively enough to move. Indecision is the new poverty. Indecision feels harmless. It disguises itself as caution, intelligence, responsibility. But indecision has consequences. Every delay misses feedback, loses momentum, weakens belief. In fast-moving systems, delay is a decision and usually the wrong one. Why the modern world punishes hesitation. AI-driven environments reward action, signals, repetition. They do not wait for certainty. Algorithms respond to behavior, not intention. Markets respond to movement, not thought. Those who hesitate send no signal. Those who decide, even imperfectly, begin to receive feedback. Feedback creates clarity. Clarity strengthens direction. Perfection is a psychological trap. Many people confuse high standards with high performance. They wait for the perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect version. This waiting is expensive. Perfectionism is not excellence. It is fear wearing intellectual clothing. In the AI era, perfection is outdated before it is achieved. Why decisiveness builds confidence. Confidence does not precede action. It follows it. Each decision made strengthens self-trust, judgment, emotional resilience. Each avoided decision weakens them. This is why confident people appear decisive, not because they are fearless, but because they are experienced at choosing. Fast decisions do not mean careless decisions. Speed does not require recklessness. It requires clear intent, basic information, willingness to adjust. The goal is not to be right immediately. The goal is to enter motion early. Early motion produces learning. Learning reduces risk more than overthinking ever will. The cost of waiting for certainty. Certainty arrives too late. By the time certainty appears, opportunities have shifted. Markets have adjusted. Others have moved. Those who wait for certainty inherit leftovers. Those who decide early shape outcomes. Decision as a habit. Decision-making is not a one-time event. It is a skill. Like any skill, it improves with practice, reflection, correction. The more decisions you make, the better your judgment becomes. The faster you adapt, the calmer you remain under pressure. Avoiding decisions keeps you inexperienced. AI rewards decisive patterns. Algorithms amplify patterns. When you publish consistently, build regularly, experiment openly, the system responds. When you start and stop, change direction constantly, wait for validation, the system ignores you. Decision creates signal. Signal creates momentum. A practical reframe. Instead of asking, what if this fails? Ask, what will I learn if I move forward? Learning compounds. Regret does not. End of chapter reflection. Reflect honestly. Where am I hesitating unnecessarily? What decision have I delayed out of fear, not logic? What small decision could I make today to regain momentum? Decisions build identity. Key lesson of chapter 7. In the age of AI, speed creates feedback. Feedback creates clarity. Clarity creates confidence. You do not need perfect decisions. You need decisive ones. Turn the page. Persistence, not excitement, is about to be tested. Chapter 8. Persistence in a high-noise digital world. Most people do not quit because they fail. They quit because nothing seems to be happening. In the age of AI, this silence feels louder than ever. Everyone appears busy. Everyone appears successful. Everyone appears ahead. And yet, most of what you see is surface motion, not depth. This chapter exists to reveal a hidden truth. Persistence is no longer about intensity. It is about endurance amid distraction. Why noise kills progress. The digital world is designed to interrupt. Notifications fragment focus. Metrics distort meaning. Comparison erodes patience. This environment does not reward those who try hardest for a short time. It rewards those who stay aligned longer than others. Noise creates the illusion that progress should be immediate. Reality is quieter. The false expectation of instant results. AI has accelerated output but not mastery. Many people expect immediate traction, quick validation, fast income. When this does not happen, doubt enters. But progress rarely announces itself. Most breakthroughs are preceded by repetition, adjustment, invisible growth. This was true long before AI, and it remains true now. Persistence is a structure, not a mood. Relying on motivation is unreliable. Persistence must be designed. It shows up as the other stays busy. Scheduled effort. Clear minimum standards. Systems that operate even when enthusiasm fades. This transforms persistence from emotion into architecture. When systems persist, results eventually follow. Why most people quit at the worst time. The most dangerous moment is not the beginning. It is the middle. The middle feels boring, unrewarding, uncertain. This is where most people stop, just before compounding begins. Persistence carries you through this silent phase. Compounding requires time and calm. Compounding is invisible early. It works quietly by improving judgment, refining skill, building credibility. AI accelerates reach, but not trust. Trust is earned through consistency. Those who persist long enough become references. Those who quit remain experiments. The discipline of ignoring comparison. Comparison is a persistence killer. It distorts timelines, creates urgency where none is needed, encourages premature change. Your path is not delayed because others appear ahead. Most appearances are incomplete stories. Persistence requires selective blindness. Persistence without burnout. Endurance does not require exhaustion. Smart persistence sets sustainable pace, protects energy, allows rest without guilt. Burnout comes from intensity without structure. Longevity comes from rhythm. Why AI amplifies persistent signals. Algorithms favor consistency, long-term engagement, repeated patterns. When you persist, your signal strengthens. Your visibility increases. Your opportunities expand. Inconsistency resets momentum. Persistence compounds it. Redefining success during the process. During persistence, redefine success as showing up, improving slightly, maintaining direction. This reframing protects momentum. Results follow identity. End of chapter reflection. Reflect honestly. What have I abandoned too early in the past? Where has noise distracted me from persistence? What one system could help me stay consistent? Persistence thrives on structure, not pressure. Key lesson of chapter 8. In a high-noise world, persistence is quiet rebellion. Those who endure outlast those who rush. Momentum favors the calm, the consistent, and the committed. Turn the page. Habits of thinking, not effort, are about to compound. Chapter 9. Habits of thinking that compound wealth. Wealth does not begin with money. It begins with repeated thoughts. What you think occasionally has little impact. What you think daily becomes direction. What you think automatically becomes destiny. In the age of AI, thinking habits compound faster than ever because behavior is mirrored, amplified, and rewarded by intelligent systems. This chapter exists to expose a quiet truth. People do not rise to the level of their goals. They sink or rise to the level of their thinking habits. Why thinking is the real long-term asset. Skills can expire. Tools can be replaced. Platforms can disappear. But thinking habits travel with you. They influence how you interpret setbacks, how you respond to opportunity, how you use technology, how you make decisions under pressure. This is why two people with the same AI tools experience radically different outcomes. One compounds progress. The other compounds frustration. The difference between reactive and intentional thinkers. Reactive thinkers respond emotionally, chase trends, overconsume information, change direction frequently. Intentional thinkers respond deliberately, build long-term patterns, filter information, stay aligned with purpose. AI amplifies both. Reactive thinking leads to overload. Intentional thinking leads to leverage. The habit of asking better questions. Wealthy thinkers do not obsess over answers. They obsess over questions. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What is this teaching me?" Instead of, "What should I do next?" they ask, "What matters most right now?" Questions shape perception. Perception shapes action. Long-term thinking in a short-term world. The digital world rewards immediacy. But wealth rewards patience. Those who compound wealth think in years, not weeks. Systems, not events. Trajectories, not moments. This mindset was foundational in Think and Grow Rich, but the temptation to abandon it is stronger today. Resisting short-term thinking is now a competitive advantage. The habit of interpreting failure correctly. Failure does not defeat people. Misinterpretation does. Unproductive thinkers see failure as proof of inadequacy, a sign to stop, personal judgment. Productive thinkers see failure as feedback, data, adjustment points. AI systems operate the same way. They optimize through iteration, not emotion. Thinking in terms of leverage, not effort. Hard work matters, but leverage matters more. Wealth-oriented thinking asks, how can this scale? How can this repeat? How can this work without constant input? This thinking transforms effort into assets. AI rewards leverage. Information diet as a thinking habit. What you consume becomes mental raw material. Endless consumption weakens focus, dilutes clarity, encourages comparison. Intentional consumption strengthens judgment, sharpens insight, supports direction. Wealthy thinkers are selective, not curious about everything. Calm thinking under pressure. Panic destroys compounding. Calm preserves it. In uncertain environments, the ability to remain mentally stable becomes rare and therefore valuable. Calm thinkers see patterns others miss. Avoid emotional decisions. Act with clarity. This habit is trained, not inherited. Identity-based thinking. The most powerful thinking habit is identity. Instead of asking, what should I do? Ask, who am I becoming? Actions follow identity automatically. When identity aligns with growth, compounding accelerates. End of chapter reflection. Reflect honestly. What thinking pattern repeats most often in my life? Do my thoughts support long-term direction or short-term comfort? Which habit of thinking, if changed, would alter everything else? Thinking compounds silently, but relentlessly. Key lesson of Chapter 9. Wealth compounds first in the mind, then in reality. Your thinking habits are your most valuable long-term asset. Before income grows, Identity must mature. Turn the page. People and the power of collective intelligence are next. Chapter 10. The Mastermind Principle in the Age of Platforms. No one builds lasting success alone. They may start alone. They may struggle alone. But they never scale alone. This truth was recognized long before AI, and it formed a central pillar of Think and Grow Rich. What has changed is not the principle, but the form it takes. Today, the mastermind no longer sits in a closed room. It lives on platforms, networks, communities, and shared digital spaces. Why collective intelligence beats individual brilliance? Talent matters. Effort matters. But coordination multiplies everything. When people align around shared purpose, complementary skills, mutual growth, results accelerate. AI itself is a product of collective intelligence. So is every scalable system you see today. The old mastermind versus the new. The traditional mastermind relied on physical proximity, scheduled meetings, limited reach. The modern mastermind operates through online communities, asynchronous collaboration, global access. This shift removes barriers, but increases responsibility. You are no longer limited by access. You are limited by curation. Why platforms are the new meeting rooms. Platforms gather people with shared interests, common problems, aligned goals, whether through professional networks, learning communities, content ecosystems. The principle remains the same. Ideas multiply when minds interact intentionally. The danger is passive participation. Masterminds only work when engagement is active. The power of complementary strengths. Effective masterminds are not echo chambers. They thrive on diverse perspectives, different skill sets, constructive challenge. This diversity prevents blind spots and accelerates learning. AI can assist, but it cannot replace human contrast. Why isolation slows growth. Working alone feels efficient, but it limits perspective. Isolation reinforces existing beliefs, delays feedback, reduces accountability. Collaboration introduces correction, insight, momentum. Growth speeds up when ideas are tested socially. Designing your modern mastermind. A modern mastermind does not require formality. It requires clear intent, regular interaction, shared standards. Ask yourself, who challenges my thinking constructively? Who understands my direction? Who benefits from mutual growth? Quality matters more than size. Contribution is the entry fee. Masterminds are not audiences. They are ecosystems. You gain value by sharing insight, offering support, contributing perspective. Consumption without contribution creates imbalance. Influence grows through service. AI as a supporting member, not the leader. AI can organize ideas, analyze patterns, accelerate research, but it cannot replace human judgment, emotional intelligence, ethical discernment. In effective masterminds, AI assists, but people decide. The network effect of thought leadership. When you teach, share, and contribute, your thinking sharpens. Your credibility grows. Your reach expands. Masterminds create leaders organically, not through titles, but through value. End of chapter reflection. Reflect honestly. Am I building in isolation or in alignment? Who currently influences my thinking most? How could I contribute more intentionally to a shared ecosystem? Your environment shapes your growth. Key lesson of Chapter 10. In the age of AI, individual effort starts progress. Collective intelligence creates scale. Those who learn to collaborate intelligently multiply their impact. Turn the page. Leadership and influence, without titles, come next. Chapter 11. Leadership, communication, and authority without titles. Leadership used to come with permission. A title, a position, an office. That era is ending. In the age of AI, leadership is no longer assigned. It is earned. Influence now flows toward those who can think clearly, communicate simply, and guide others through complexity. This chapter exists to make one truth unmistakable. Authority no longer comes from where you stand. It comes from how clearly you see and how well you help others see. Why titles lost their power. Titles once signaled expertise, experience, decision-making authority. But today, information is accessible. Expertise is visible publicly. Decisions are decentralized. People no longer follow positions. They follow competence, clarity, and trust. AI accelerated this shift by flattening access and exposing performance. Leadership begins with sense-making. The modern world is overwhelming. Data is abundant. Opinions are endless. Change is constant. In this environment, leadership begins with one ability. Sense-making. Leaders. Reduce confusion. Clarify priorities. Frame problems effectively. They do not know everything. They help others understand what matters. Communication is the new authority. The most influential people today. Explain complex ideas simply. Speak calmly amid chaos. Communicate with precision. Communication transforms. Knowledge into guidance. Insight into trust. Presence into influence. AI can generate words, but clarity still belongs to humans. Teaching is the highest form of leadership. When you teach, you structure thinking. You build credibility. You create followers organically. Teaching does not require classrooms. It happens through writing, speaking, creating, sharing. This is why thought leaders rise without formal authority. Trust is the real currency. Influence without trust collapses quickly. Trust is built through consistency, honesty, alignment between words and actions. In the digital world, trust compounds faster, but breaks instantly. Leadership requires restraint, not exaggeration. Why confidence beats loudness. Loud voices attract attention. Calm voices earn respect. Confidence shows up as clear boundaries, thoughtful responses, emotional control. In uncertain environments, calm becomes magnetic. People follow those who appear steady, leading through uncertainty. The old leader promised certainty. The modern leader admits uncertainty, but provides direction. This honesty builds credibility. People do not expect perfection. They expect presence and clarity. Authority through contribution. You gain authority by solving problems, sharing insight, supporting growth. This authority is earned daily. It cannot be claimed. It cannot be forced. AI enhances leaders. It exposes pretenders. AI amplifies communication. This benefits clear thinkers, ethical leaders, consistent contributors. It exposes empty confidence, inconsistency, lack of depth. Leadership in the AI era is transparent. End of chapter reflection. Reflect honestly. Do people seek my clarity or my approval? Am I communicating to impress or to help? Where could I teach what I already know? Leadership begins with service. Key lesson of chapter 11. In the age of AI, leadership is no longer granted. It is demonstrated through clarity, communication, and trust. Those who help others navigate uncertainty naturally become guides. Turn the page. Money beliefs, often hidden and inherited, are next. Chapter 12. The subconscious relationship with money. Most people believe money problems are external. They blame the economy, the system, technology, opportunity. But beneath every financial outcome lies a quieter force. The subconscious relationship with money. In the age of AI, this relationship matters more than ever because technology amplifies what already exists within you. Money is emotional before it is mathematical. Money decisions feel logical, but they're emotional. Fear influences risk. Pride influences spending. Guilt influences earning. Belief influences growth. Long before you make financial choices, your subconscious has already decided what feels safe, allowed, and possible. This is why some people sabotage progress. Some feel uncomfortable earning more. Some fear visibility and success. AI does not remove these patterns. It magnifies them. Where money beliefs come from. Most money beliefs are inherited, not chosen. They come from family conversations, cultural norms, early experiences, social comparisons. Phrases like, money is risky. Rich people are greedy. Play it safe. This is not for people like us. These ideas become invisible rules. Rules shape behavior, even when outdated. Scarcity thinking is a survival pattern. Scarcity once protected people. It encouraged caution in uncertain environments. But in a digital economy where value can be created repeatedly, distribution is global. Marginal costs are low. Scarcity thinking becomes limiting. It causes fear of investing in self, hoarding instead of building, avoidance of opportunity. AI exposes this quickly. Those operating from scarcity hesitate. Those operating from abundance experiment. Abundance is not recklessness. Abundance does not mean ignoring reality. It means believing. Opportunity can be created. Skills can be developed. Value can be exchanged. Abundance thinking asks, how can I grow this? How can I create value? Scarcity thinking asks, what if I lose? What if it fails? One builds systems. The other builds walls. Why people fear earning more. This may sound strange, but it is common. Earning more can trigger fear of responsibility, fear of judgment, fear of standing out. Success challenges identity. If your self-image is tied to struggle, growth feels unfamiliar. The subconscious resists what it cannot recognize. AI reveals money psychology quickly. AI accelerates outcomes. Fast outcomes reveal comfort levels, emotional reactions, hidden fears. When income increases suddenly, unresolved beliefs surface. This is why mindset work must precede scaling. Rewriting the internal money script. You do not change money beliefs by arguing with them. You change them through new experiences, gradual exposure, aligned action. When behavior changes consistently, belief follows. Start small. Build evidence. Allow identity to evolve. Separating self-worth from net worth. Money is a tool, not a measure of human value. When self-worth depends on income, fear increases. Risk becomes emotional. Decisions lose clarity. Healthy wealth thinking maintains separation. Money serves purpose, not ego. Wealth is stewardship, not identity. In the AI era, wealth carries responsibility. It enables choice, impact, freedom. Viewing wealth as stewardship creates balance. It reduces fear and increases clarity. End of chapter. Reflection. Reflect honestly. What emotions arise when I think about earning more? Do I associate money with fear or opportunity? Which belief, if rewritten, would change my financial behavior most? Awareness is the first shift. Key lesson of Chapter 12. In the age of AI, technology amplifies money skills, but also money beliefs. Your subconscious relationship with money determines how far you go. When belief aligns with growth, income follows naturally. Turn the page. Failure, fear, and resilience, the final mental barriers, are next. Chapter 13. Failure, fear, and mental resilience. Failure has always existed. What has changed is how visible it feels. In the digital age, every attempt is public. Every mistake feels permanent. Every comparison feels personal. AI did not create fear, but it accelerated exposure. This chapter exists to deliver a necessary truth. Fear is no longer a warning sign. It is a growth signal. Why fear feels stronger than before? Fear thrives on uncertainty, and uncertainty is everywhere. Algorithms change. Markets shift. Skills expire. The brain reacts by seeking safety. But safety, as it once existed, is gone. Trying to avoid failure today often leads to a slower, quieter failure, irrelevance. Failure is not the enemy, interpretation is. Failure itself is neutral. What damages people is the story they attach to it. Unproductive interpretations sound like, I'm not good at this. This proves I was wrong. Others are ahead of me. Productive interpretations sound like, this gave me information. This needs adjustment. This is part of the process. AI systems improve through iteration. So do humans. Why smart people fear failure more? Intelligent people often associate identity with performance. When performance dips, identity feels threatened. This creates overthinking, delay, avoidance. But intelligence without resilience leads to stagnation. Growth requires psychological durability, not perfection. The hidden cost of playing it safe. Playing safe feels responsible, but over time it creates missed learning, diminished confidence, dependency on outdated structures. Safety without growth becomes a trap. In the AI era, resilience, not caution, is protection. Mental resilience is a trainable skill. Resilience is not personality-based. It is built through exposure to challenge, emotional regulation, perspective. Each time you face discomfort and continue, resilience strengthens. Avoidance weakens it. Rejection is feedback, not judgment. Digital platforms make rejection frequent. Content ignored. Ideas dismissed. Efforts unnoticed. This is normal. Rejection is not commentary on worth. It is market response. Those who learn from response improve. Those who personalize it retreat. Fear shrinks when you move toward it. Fear grows in avoidance. It shrinks in action. The moment you publish, speak, launch, apply, fear loses control. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is movement despite it. Failure builds emotional range. Those who avoid failure remain emotionally fragile. Those who experience it and survive become calm under pressure. This calm improves judgment, enhances leadership, attracts trust. Resilience compounds silently. Why AI rewards the resilient? AI environments are unforgiving but fair. They reward consistency, adaptation, learning. They punish ego, avoidance, inflexibility. Resilient individuals thrive because they adjust without collapsing emotionally. Reframing fear as a signal. Instead of asking, why am I afraid? Ask, what skill is this fear pointing toward? Fear often signals growth edge, skill gap, identity expansion. Following fear strategically leads to development. End of chapter. Reflection. Reflect honestly. Where am I avoiding discomfort unnecessarily? What failure am I personalizing instead of learning from? How could I reinterpret one past failure constructively? Resilience begins with perspective. Key lesson of chapter 13. In the age of AI, failure is not fatal, avoidance is. Fear is not weakness, it is direction. Those who learn to fail intelligently become unbreakable. Turn the page. Success itself and how it must be redefined comes next. Chapter 14. Success redefined in the age of AI. Success used to have a clear image. A stable job, a respected title, a predictable path. That image no longer holds. In the age of AI, success is no longer about arriving at a destination. It is about maintaining control while the environment keeps changing. This chapter exists to dismantle old definitions and replace them with something more durable. Why old definitions of success create anxiety. Many people feel successful on paper, but anxious in reality. They have credentials, income, experience. Yet they feel replaceable, uncertain, exhausted. The problem is not failure. It is misalignment with outdated success metrics. AI has exposed a painful truth. Achievements that cannot adapt do not protect you. Success is no longer static. In previous eras, success meant stability. Today, stability comes from adaptability. Success now means learning continuously, adjusting quickly, staying relevant. Those who cling to static identities feel threatened by change. Those who evolve feel energized by it. Freedom is the new currency. In the AI era, freedom matters more than status. Freedom to choose projects, control time, design work, pivot direction. Money supports freedom, but does not define it. Success without freedom feels like captivity. Energy management beats time management. Time is fixed. Energy is not. Modern success depends on mental clarity, emotional balance, physical sustainability. Burnout is not a badge of honor. It is a design flaw. Sustainable success preserves energy for the long term. Meaning protects motivation. Without meaning, success feels hollow. Meaning answers why you build, who you serve, what impact matters. AI can optimize efficiency, but only humans define purpose. Those with meaning endure longer. The danger of chasing visibility. The digital world glorifies exposure. But visibility without depth creates pressure. Success is not constant attention, endless output, public validation. It is quiet progress aligned with personal values. Redefining winning. Winning no longer means beating others. It means outgrowing old versions of yourself, increasing optionality, reducing dependency. Comparison fades when direction is clear. Success as a dynamic balance. Modern success balances growth and rest, ambition and well-being, contribution and reward. Extremes lead to collapse. Balance leads to longevity. AI as a tool, not a judge. AI measures output. It does not measure fulfillment. Let technology assist your goals, not define them. Your values must remain human. End of chapter. Reflection. Reflect honestly. Does my current definition of success energize or drain me? What would success look like if I removed social pressure? Which element, freedom, meaning, energy, needs more attention? Redefinition brings relief. Key lesson of chapter 14. In the age of AI, success is not about arriving. It is about staying aligned, adaptable, and in control. When success is redefined correctly, pressure decreases and progress accelerates. Turn the page. The next chapter shifts focus from the individual to legacy and the next generation. Chapter 15. Teaching the next generation how to think rich. Every generation inherits two things: the world as it is, and the thinking habits of those who came before them. In the age of AI, this inheritance matters more than ever. Technology will shape the tools children use, but thinking will determine how they use them. This chapter exists because the greatest risk today is not AI replacing jobs. It is outdated thinking shaping young minds. Why traditional education is no longer enough. Education teaches information. The future demands judgment. Children today will change careers multiple times, work with intelligent machines, compete globally by default. Yet most are still taught to follow instructions, seek approval, avoid failure. These habits do not prepare them for an adaptive world. Thinking rich is not about money. To think rich does not mean to chase wealth. It means to think in terms of possibility, creation, responsibility, long-term impact. Money becomes a tool, not the goal. Children who think rich ask, how can I solve this? What can I build? What can I learn next? This mindset outlasts any single skill. Why curiosity matters more than compliance. AI rewards curiosity. Those who ask questions, experiment freely, explore ideas, outpace those who only follow instructions. Teaching curiosity builds confidence, creativity, lifelong learning. Compliance builds safety, but not growth. Failure must be normalized early. Children learn fear early. They absorb fear of mistakes, fear of judgment, fear of being wrong. In an AI-driven world, this fear becomes crippling. Teaching children that failure is feedback. Mistakes are learning. Effort matters more than outcome. builds resilience. Resilience outperforms intelligence under pressure. Money conversations shape identity. Children form money beliefs early. Silence around money creates confusion. Fear-based conversations create scarcity. Healthy conversations focus on value creation, earning through contribution, responsible use of resources. Money should be discussed, not dramatized. Teaching skills over answers. Answers expire quickly. Skills endure. Teach children how to learn, how to think critically, how to adapt, how to communicate. These skills remain relevant regardless of technology. Modeling matters more than teaching. Children do not copy words. They copy behavior. They observe how adults handle stress, how they respond to change, how they treat failure. Thinking rich must be demonstrated, not instructed. Digital responsibility is a new literacy. Children grow up in digital environments. They must learn. Focus amid distraction. Creation over consumption. Ethics in technology. Teaching responsibility early protects future autonomy. Legacy is not wealth, it is thinking. Wealth can be lost. Assets can disappear. Thinking habits endure. When you teach the next generation how to think rich, you pass on something permanent. End of chapter. Reflection. Reflect honestly. What thinking habits am I modeling daily? Do I encourage curiosity or compliance? What belief would I want the next generation to inherit? Legacy begins now. Key lesson of chapter 15. In the age of AI, the greatest inheritance is not money. It is the ability to think independently, adapt intelligently, and create responsibly. When we teach children how to think rich, we prepare them not just to survive, but to lead. Turn the page. The final chapter brings everything together into a personal philosophy for the AI era. Chapter 16. Designing your personal AI era success philosophy. By now, one truth should be clear. There is no universal formula for success anymore. The age of AI has made shortcuts unreliable, templates fragile, and borrowed paths dangerous. What works for one person may fail completely for another. This chapter exists to help you do something more powerful than copying strategies. Design your own success philosophy, one that adapts, endures, and remains yours. Why borrowed definitions no longer work. In the past, success models were shared widely. Get educated. Climb the ladder. Accumulate assets. These models assumed stable systems. Today, systems shift faster than models. Borrowed success frameworks collapse under pressure because they are not aligned with your values, your strengths, your tolerance for risk, your desired lifestyle. A personal philosophy provides internal stability when external systems change. Success begins with values, not goals. Goals change. Values endure. Goals answer what? Values answer why. Without values, goals feel empty. Progress feels exhausting. Achievement feels temporary. In the AI era, values guide decisions when data is incomplete. Ask yourself, what do I refuse to compromise? What kind of person do I want to become? What does enough look like for me? These answers form the foundation. Aligning skills, systems, and technology. A sustainable success philosophy aligns three elements: human strengths, judgment, creativity, emotional intelligence, systems, habits, processes, structures that reduce effort, technology, AI, acceleration, automation, insight. When these align, effort decreases and impact increases. When they conflict, burnout follows. Designing for optionality, not certainty. Certainty is fragile. Optionality is resilient. Optionality means multiple skills, multiple income paths, multiple ways to adapt. AI favors those with flexibility, not those locked into one identity. Your philosophy should maximize choice, not dependency. Defining success beyond money. Money matters, but it is incomplete. A mature success philosophy includes time autonomy, energy sustainability, meaningful contribution, Wealth that costs health, relationships, or peace is poorly designed. AI increases efficiency, but only you define balance. Building feedback into your philosophy. A living philosophy evolves. It includes regular reflection, honest self-assessment, willingness to revise beliefs. Growth requires humility. Those who cling to outdated self-images stagnate. Responsibility as a core principle. With leverage comes responsibility. AI amplifies influence. A strong philosophy considers ethical impact, social contribution, long-term consequences. Power without responsibility creates instability. The role of discipline and grace. Discipline creates momentum. Grace allows recovery. A sustainable philosophy balances both. You will fail at times. You will rest at times. Neither invalidates progress. Writing your personal success statement. Condense your philosophy into a simple statement. It should answer what you are building, how you intend to live, what principles guide your decisions. This statement becomes an anchor in uncertainty. End of chapter reflection. Reflect honestly. Does my current definition of success feel intentional or inherited? Where am I over-optimizing for money at the cost of meaning? What principle would I want to guide my decisions for the next decade? Clarity reduces anxiety. Key lesson of chapter 16. In the age of AI, success cannot be outsourced. It must be designed intentionally, ethically, and personally. Those who design their philosophy lead themselves confidently through change. Turn the page. The final chapter will leave you with a clear checklist, so nothing important is forgotten. Chapter 17. The Think and Grow Rich Checklist, AI Edition. Transformation does not happen through inspiration alone. It happens through repetition, alignment, and disciplined reminders. This final chapter exists for one purpose: to turn ideas into habits and habits into identity. What follows is not a motivational list. It is a thinking framework, a checklist to return to whenever the world feels uncertain, noisy, or overwhelming. 1. Desire. Is my direction clear right now? Do I know what I am building not someday, but now? Can I describe my current focus in one sentence? Am I protecting my attention or leaking it everywhere? Clarity precedes momentum. 2. Faith. Am I acting without needing certainty? Am I waiting for confidence or building it through action? Do I trust my ability to adapt if things change? Am I moving forward despite incomplete information? Faith is movement, not comfort. 3. Belief. Are my actions reinforcing my self-trust? Do my daily actions match the identity I claim? Am I building evidence through consistency? Is my belief supported by behavior, not just thought? Belief follows action. 4. Autosuggestion. Who is programming my mind? Is my environment reinforcing focus or fear? What thoughts do I repeat most often? Am I intentional about what I consume? If you do not design your inputs, they will design you. 5. Specialized knowledge. Am I deepening something that matters? What domain am I committing to master? Am I learning to apply or just to know? How am I using AI to accelerate judgment, not replace it? Depth creates durability. 6. Imagination. Am I designing or just dreaming? What idea am I actively testing? Have I turned imagination into a prototype? Am I building something visible, even if imperfect? Execution gives imagination meaning. 7. Planning. Is my plan alive or rigid? Do I review and adapt my plan regularly? Am I learning from feedback or ignoring it? Is my plan serving my purpose or my fear? Flexibility is intelligence. 8. Decision. Am I choosing or hesitating? What decision am I delaying unnecessarily? What small decision could restore momentum today? Am I confusing caution with avoidance? Decisions create signal. Signal creates progress. 9. Persistence. Am I structured for endurance? Do I rely on motivation or systems? Have I designed consistency into my routine? Am I staying the course during the quiet phase? Compounding rewards patience. 10. Thinking habits. What patterns am I reinforcing daily? Do my thoughts support growth or comfort? Am I asking better questions? Am I thinking in years or in reactions? Thoughts compound silently. 11. Mastermind. Am I growing alone or with others? Who challenges my thinking constructively? Where do I contribute value? Am I learning through collaboration? Isolation limits perspective. 12. Leadership. Am I providing clarity to others? Do people trust my judgment? Am I communicating to help or to impress? Am I teaching what I know? Influence grows through service. 13. Money beliefs. What does wealth trigger in me? Do I associate money with fear or possibility? Am I comfortable receiving value? Do my beliefs support expansion or restraint? Money follows mindset. 14. Failure. How do I interpret setbacks? Do I see failure as feedback or judgment? Am I learning or retreating? Am I emotionally resilient under pressure? Resilience outlasts talent. 15. Success. Is my definition still mine? Does my version of success include freedom? Am I managing energy, not just time? Does my path feel sustainable? Redefinition brings peace. 16. Legacy. What thinking am I passing forward? What habits am I modeling? Do I encourage curiosity or compliance? Am I building something that outlasts me? Legacy begins with behavior. 17. Philosophy. Do I know what guides my decisions? Do I have a clear personal success philosophy? Can I articulate my values and principles? Do they guide my choices consistently? Clarity stabilizes everything else. The final reminder. AI will continue to evolve. Platforms will change. Opportunities will shift. But these principles endure because they are human. You do not need to control the future. You need to control your thinking. Return to this checklist whenever doubt appears. Direction fades. Pressure increases. It will realign you. Final key lesson of the book. In the age of AI, wealth still begins in the mind. Technology accelerates outcomes, but thinking determines direction. You are not competing with machines. You are partnering with them, guided by clarity, conviction, and purpose. This is how people have always grown rich. And this is how they always will.